For any good drawing, first thing first is the tones and the play of light in any drawing. Just mind my hands. I've been working in my studio, so I will show you a few examples. And first of all, gradient of 6 tones, that you make 6 or 4 small squares and understand different tones of gradients that we used in every drawing while understanding light and shadows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So either you can start coloring with the same pen, or you can start using charcoal as well. I will show you with the charcoal, as I like to draw with charcoal. You can draw from light to dark or dark to light as well. First tone is going to be, let's go with, it's a charcoal, so we can go for darkest to the lightest, because it's easy to draw the darkest tone with charcoals. I love charcoals. You can use ink and powder markers and any other medium as well. It gives you a lot very good dark tone of any drawing. When you are using it, it gives a very good impact of light and darks in any drawing. It works very well with shadows and those kind of drawings. You can use ink as well, or if you like, you can use any 8B or 10B pencil as well. But then in pencils, you can change the pencil number and then get the tones that you want. I enjoy charcoal because it's just one direct medium and it's very spontaneous as well. And we need a glow on the surface, or you can pick these and use it to make another tone as well. You can fill it up. I love making my hands dirty when working with ink and charcoal. Every artist actually has their own medium. So my medium is charcoal, or it's ink mostly, or I love to use chalk pastels. So this is one tone, and this is the darkest tone. And next one is going to be lighter than this one, but it has to go dark lighters. So it should be close to this tone, not too light. It's easy to go diagonal with any pencil. It gives a good sketchy feel and texture also. So this is slightly lighter tone, but it still is dark tone. Then I'm going to go bit lighter than this one. You need a good control over your pencil. If you're using pencil or your charcoal stick or however you are using it, just go lightly. Don't apply a lot of pressure, otherwise you will have harsh lines, see, and it will not give you a good texture. Don't go too light, because that's how also gives you a lot of harsher strokes. So you just have to move your pencil left up diagonally, up and down, just like that, in a rhythm, and it doesn't give you a lot of strain on your hand as well, and you can enjoy your drawing as well without getting tired. So this is the darkest tone. This is darker, but this is lighter than this one, but still is darker. And of course it's charcoal, so there is a bit of texture as well. And I love the part where your drawing cartridge paper also gives you a bit of texture as well. If you use Kenson, this gives you more of the sketchy feel texture to it. So paper does matter if you want to choose, if you want to show a good texture on your drawing with pencil and charcoals, you can use. There are different kinds of papers also, which is available in different grams. So here we are, the darkest, lighter than this one, but still dark, another dark tone. And this will be lighter than this one, but it still is dark. So keep in mind that you are going towards lighter tones, so it should go towards the lightest one. So you choose your tones carefully. Here we can do a bit of a smudging as well, because it's going lighter with a very light hand. So this is still lighter tone, and it's going to be lighter than this one but still not the lightest. And this is the last one. So we have 6 tones. It's a good practice for understanding the tones, and to apply an exact amount of pressure that you need on your drawing, and understanding light and shadows. So it's give you a good practice on movement of your pencil, and whatever medium you're using, you get to make mistakes, besides ruining your drawing and getting upset, because most of the time what happens is that a lot of artists or students, they are drawing and then they don't understand the tones, or they don't understand the pressure of the pencil for their tones, or understand certain amount of darkness and lightness, and then they end up ruining their drawings. Either it's too dark at some places, or very light, or something like that. So it's good to go for lighter to darkest, but for practice I went from darkest to lightest, because it's easy this way to understand and learn any kind of light and shadows and dark tones and gradients. So now that we know all about the gradients, different types of tones, and here is one of the drawing I did in charcoal, and as you can see the shadows, and it looks how it gives the form that the spider is standing. So we are going to do some more lessons and learn about light and shadows in details. Now that a quick revision, we know the gradients, darkest, middle tones, and lightest tones, and some play of light, how it's coming from here. So we will do another small exercise with this tennis ball, and it gives you a good understanding and the study of shadows on any object. So as you can see, if the light is coming from this side, it's falling from this side, and the shadows are coming from here, and there is another light which is on as well, so there is another shadow forming here because it's coming from the top. But this one is the brightest light. It's a lamp I have here, so this is the shadow which is the darker than the lighter one, because that light is coming from the top. As we have understood, when light is coming from the top, it falls from everywhere, and as these two shadows, this one and from the top, is merging together, so you can see that it's giving us two different tones. So we are going to sketch this ball to understand more of form and light and shadows. So light and shadows is very important in any drawing. It can make your drawing very round and three-dimensional and look realistic. If you are drawing a still life drawing or a portrait as well, it really brings out the feature in every painting or drawing or sketching, and you can use any medium. Best medium to show light and dark is pen, charcoal, and ink. I love pen and I love doing ink. These two are my first most favorite mediums, and my second most favorite medium is the charcoal, and then another one is chalk pastels. So you can use any mediums. This is a sketchbook. You can just need a sketchbook and a drawing paper, so you can get the texture of the drawing and your tones on your paper. And I'm going to use a pen and show you how you can create some tones and make it look like 3D. So if you have been watching my classes, I'm very eager about art compositions, and there are different classes of art compositions that you can watch. So let's do the whole exercise, compose it as well, not put it in the center, always put it on the off center. So this is my page. I want to draw it here. You can, if you are nervous, you can do it with the pen, or otherwise you can just draw it with a pencil with just lighter outline, a circle, and you can start making forms with your pen or your charcoal, whatever you are using. So this shadow is coming from half of it. If you see, if I put my pen here, this is half of the circle, and shadow is coming from here. So shadow has a very important role in this drawing to make this circle look like a sphere, which has to be round as much as possible, and it looks realistic. So what I'm gonna do is just mark a bit of shadow here. Why I am making it pointed? Because shadows don't have an outline, and if I am following this, so it's going to be in spherical phase. So this is going to be the shape of your shadow, and how it's falling. So we can always work on, we don't use eraser, we can always work on drawing when we are doing it. So there is little bit of shadows on the top of it. We are just marking the shadows to make it easier for you and understandable for you. And there is this line here. It's not equal line, it's different, distorted, because of the texture of the ball. So there are very light shadows. I will show you how it's done. I feel like doing it in mixed medium. Let's do with the lighter one, darkest tone, because we know where the shadow is right now. I'm not doing an outline, I'm just marking the shadows here. And if you see closely, there is one more shadow from here, from the other light source. I love doing shadows, so that's why I'm starting it from the darkest tones. And the shadows, you can start from the lightest tone, however it's feasible or relatable according to your understanding. Always go diagonal because it gives a nice texture. If you go this way, you can go this way also, but we're not doing that, those kind of drawings. If you want your drawing neat and clean, I'm doing that kind of drawing, not quick sketches. So you can go diagonal, and it's easy for you to move your pencil or charcoal pencil or whatever you are using, and gives a nice flow of shadows as well. I will merge it a bit and use this tone for the next shadow. Right, so this shadow, this is one shadow, and there is another shadow which is coming in, and it's going from this way here. So I will just use the same tones, because charcoal has a lot of particles and it's very dark, so you can use this also for the other shadow and make it like a very blurred and soft tone instead of harsh lines. In charcoal you can smudge, not with pencils. Pencils you have to do your own shading, but charcoal you can easily smudge. In fact, it's a lot of fun to smudge as well. If I want a bit of more defining, I will go for a bit of more. I want to add a bit of texture in my drawings, so you can do a bit very lighter tones, very light handed, not apply too much pressure, and smudge it a bit. And now there is very light, if you squint your eyes, then you can see there is very light tone of shadows here, as we have marked our lines here. You can go rounder because it's a round object, so you can do this. Some places you go diagonal, some places you go. Let's do it dark because it's like a darker color on this ball. And It's coming, light is coming, traveling from here. So if you have seen, I didn't do the any outline. I'm just working on the lights and shadows, and it's giving me a form of this ball. The way it's moving, I'm moving my pencil also according to the shape of the sphere. It's not a circle anymore, it has to be a sphere. Just following the lines on light and shadows on the ball, and it's giving me a form. A bit of diagonal here. I am following, if you see, I am following the shape of this sphere as well, and this is also giving me a 3D form. So it's traveling a bit here. It looks dark in charcoal drawing, but otherwise it's very lighter. But then you are drawing, you are not taking a photograph, so that's how it gives you different tones, lights and darks. You can go very dark and light also. You can show a lot of contrast also in your drawing, or you can use very mild and very smudgy and very lighter tones as well. There is a bit of texture here, so I will show it here. Move my pencil accordingly in the sphere form. I want to add this shadow as well, which is very, very light, but it looks interesting. And if you want, you can use a white charcoal as well. This is a nice soft pastel. There is no such thing as, you must have seen the white shadow, white highlights on objects in charcoal drawing. So this is how it is used. You can get this white chart soft pastel from anywhere. In most of the art shops, it's available outside the box of the soft pastels as well. So I will squint my eyes and see. This is the lighter part, so I will do the white tones here. You can use an eraser as well if you don't have this. It was a good contrast of light and shadows in your drawing, and gives you a good nice gray tone as well. See, so here we have a sphere, and if we want to work more on it, we can keep going and keep working more on it. I will smudge a bit of lighter tones here. Just giving us a bit of gray as well. So it depends on you how you want to take your drawing further. You want to do it just white and black and just go on the charcoals, or you want to use other pastels and add some white to it. Otherwise, it's totally up to you. I see a bit of more shadow, and I love darkened shadows. So if you keep going, we can keep doing that. Keep going, looking for the details of the shadows. More you look at the shadows, more form you will get. And it's going this way. I love the white part as well. So it's totally up to you. When do you want to stop? Of course, being an artist, I don't want to stop. I want to keep going. And it's giving a dark. Let's do it. And you can experiment with your drawing. This was totally not the plan, to be honest. I thought of just teaching you the lights and darks, and now I have started drawing, so I kind of don't want to stop. And we can keep going. It's becoming great. So you can keep going and keep working with the shadows and lights and dark and make your drawing look interesting. That's totally up to you, however you want to do it. So with the whiters, I will go a bit thicker here, and on the top, the light is coming from the top, so it's coming here. So that's how you work with light and darks. You can practice with a tennis ball and something very simple to understand, or we have done the cubes as well, so you can draw the cube drawing and understand where the light is coming from. You can have a box